as according to the rule of the law from the US or from the UN, the rule of the law is when a nation's flag is used on a carrier, it is upon that nation's rules and regulations for it to be for it to have any kind of legal ramifications. I want to come to John Dalton. I understand there is a Russian issue to this Venezuelan oil issue, not only so because Dmitry Medvedev, who was the president of Russia before, he has released, if not said, that they would intensify their war on Ukraine. I want to start with John Dalton.
Well, I think that once you impose sanctions on a country, you either enforce them or you look like a fool. And since the United States has had these sanctions on Venezuela, Russia and China have come into the breach and have begun to control 70% of the exports of oil from Venezuela. And those ships that leave Maracaibo and head off into the Atlantic, wherever, if that's predominantly where they go, they're carrying sanctioned oil. So international waters are not international waters. If the United States feels that their sanctions are being violated, they could make a case that they have the right to interdict those ships that are carrying oil. The bigger ball game is that if China and Russia somehow get a foothold into Venezuela, then people feel that that's too close to the United States. That's the same case, of course, that Trump is making about Greenland. We don't want them in our neighborhood. But I think, I think it's the big difference between a flag of convenience, where, like, for example, Liberia will put a flag on a ship that transports goods legitimately, but they're then covered by Liberia's maritime rules, and a ghost fleet, which is basically used to circumvent the American sanctions. And I think that's the United States will assert its rights if they ever get a chance to, but right now they're going to just simply use the power that they have, stop these vessels from reaching the destination with sanctioned oil. So I shouldn't say I'm okay with that, but it seems to me it's a rational approach by a government which is trying to enforce these sanctions.